This week in our Imam's class, the discussion went around this with some questions and answers, and this thought came, so it's still fresh in my mind today for the khutbah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, mashallah. So we're talking a little bit about this on Allah and the purpose of Allah creating human beings and the purpose of Allah creating the world and how people don't understand the purpose of Allah creating this universe, and how Allah created human beings and why. A lot of us don't understand that. And to make it worse, it's not taught in universities. When you go to university, right? They teach you about the sun. They teach you astronomy, biology, chemistry, physics, geology, geography. Listen, you name it. Okay, we went through these things when we were studying. And do you know something? 90% of these things I studied when I went. I remember. I studied Spanish, Brother Wilfredo. I studied Spanish. But I can't speak Spanish anymore. And I studied Spanish, love Spanish, good in Spanish. When I went to the Caribbean, didn't benefit me. Now I want to study Spanish again so I could do some more da'wah. But mashallah. But half of those other things, astaghfirullah. Anyhow, that's not the point. We need to study. And the more knowledge we have is better. Ilmun nurun, knowledge is light. Mashallah, the more knowledge we have, superb. But the point I'm getting at is, so we study the purpose of the sun. Universities teach us the purpose of the moon, the purpose of the rocks, porous rocks, non-porous rocks, porous rocks that absorb, non-porous rocks, they do not absorb water. They're beneficial because that's how the water travels. The porous rocks absorb it, so it won't travel. But do you know what? They teach us about the purpose so deep and so wonderful, because that is Quranic, isn't it? Allah, lillahi ma fis samawati wa ma fil arth. To Allah belongs everything in the earth and the skies. So to study the geology and the geography and the astronomy and the sun and the moon and the stars and the planets, whether it's Pluto, Mars, Jupiter, whatever it may be. Excellent. So far we are right, eh? I'm not saying it's not superb. Very interesting. The human body now. They teach us about the brain, the purpose of the brain, the purpose of the heart, the purpose of the blood functioning, the purpose of the eyes, the ears. Don't we study all of that when you study biology? And if you study medicine, subhanallah. So we get it all complete. At the end of the day, what are we studying? The makhluk, the creation that Allah has created, which is farz kifaya. From an Islamic Sharia point of view, it's called farz kifaya. It is compulsory to study that knowledge. Excellent. But you know what they don't teach us? Subhanallah. They teach us everything about this body. Why the eyes, the brain, the nose, the ears, the toes. But they don't teach us the purpose of this human body. They teach us the purpose of everything that functions in the body. Are you following? But they don't teach us what is the purpose of this human body in the world. Because if they teach us the purpose of the human being, they'll be teaching us what God has taught us in the Quran. Insan, what's the maqsad, the purpose? Insan ka maqsad kya hai? What's the purpose of human beings? Insan. What is the purpose of human beings? We study the purpose of everything in the body of the human being, but not what's the purpose of the human being. Figure that out? And that's why today, a lot of us become specialists in the human body, specialists in the scientific and technological things in the world, but we are not specialists as to why we exist. Because if we are specialists and experts into why we exist, we will fulfill the commands of Allah who tells us why we exist.